Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 3 and today we will present about the application of biomimicry in real life. So we all know that biomimicry is a type of knowledge or skills that allow us to see the environment surround us, including everything in it, whether it will be plant or animal, that will be useful in our daily life. But how is it application in real life, and what does it look like? Well, let's find out in this presentation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Adnan Kusma Putra, 1010-2234-0327. And here I'm gonna present about biomimicry recycling machine. Enjoy! First, we're gonna talk about waste problems. Naturally, simply dumping waste on the planet has consequences. The effects of waste dumping and improper waste management include pollution of soil. Waste can leak hazardous chemicals into the soil and from there into our food. Air pollution. The burning of waste at landfills releases toxic substances into the air, including extremely poisonous dioxin. Polluting of ocean. 13 million tons of plastic end up in the world's oceans each year. If we keep dumping plastic in the oceans, by 2050 there will be more plastic than fish in the sea. Polluting of groundwater. 280 billion tons of groundwater is being polluted every year. That's 9,000 tons every second. Can you imagine? And the next is biomimicry. Biomimicry is a practice that learns from and mimics the strategies found in nature to solve human design challenges and find hope. Biomimicry offers an empathetic, interconnected understanding of how life works and ultimately where we fit in. In a practice that learns from and mimics the strategies used by species alive today, after billions years of research and development, failures are fossils, and what remains hold the secrets of our survival. The goal is to create products, processes, and systems, new ways of living that solve our greatest design challenges sustainably and in solidarity with all life on Earth. We can use biomimicry to not only learn from nature's wisdom, but also heal ourselves and in this planet in the process. Biomimicry provides the blueprints that can be adapted across contexts, industries, and scalable to address the needs. And these are the references that I use to create this presentation.
Words. Thank you for support. Words. Thank you for support.
That's all my part of presentations.
Thank you for support.
Thank you very much, and my friends will continue.
Thank you
My
for
name is
support.
Atan Kusmata. See you and I see you.
Words. Thank you for support.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Hafan Rafaldi from the class EL47INT with the name of 101022340248, and in this video I'm going to explain about my biology final project. It's about a recycling machine. The main thing we will be discussing in this video is about the ruminant digestion system. So let's start in the mouth. In this case, a cow's mouth. A cow will use their tongue to wrap around the grass and pull it into their mouth. Saliva helps lubricate the food and provides a medium for bacteria to attach to food particles. Cows regularly regurgitate a food bolus for chewing called rumination. The chewing and rumination processes increase the surface area, making the food particles more accessible to the microbes in the rumen for digestion. This process is done in the mouth. Said food particles are digested in the rumen by a process of fermentation. Methane gas is produced, which is released through burping by the cow. If the gas is not released, the cow will become bloated and potentially die. Next is rumen. The rumen is the fermentation vat. It is the largest part of the stomach, and its internal surface is covered with projections called papillae, which provide a greater surface area for absorption as well as supporting the mechanical movement of food around the rumen. It contains a large number of microbes. Those microbes are bacteria that digest the cellulose in the plant material. This releases the sugars and nutrients within the plant cells. The microbes that pass into the abomasum and small intestine are digested and provide a source of protein for the cows. The rumen and reticulum together can hold about 50 to 120 liters of food and liquid. Next is the reticulum. The reticulum is not physically separated from the rumen. Its main role is to act as a filter, trapping larger food particles that require further digestion. These larger food particles are regurgitated and rechewed, a process called the previously mentioned rumination, with more saliva. They are then swallowed into the rumen again, and small food particles go straight into the omasum. But first, we have to explain the birthing mechanism of cows. So, the rumen contains bacteria and protozoa that breaks down plant materials using a process called fermentation. This process enables the cow to gain nutrition from a plant-based diet. A side product of fermentation is methane, a greenhouse gas. This gas is burped out by cows through their mouths, and cows can produce about 250 to 500 liters of methane a day. So, research into reducing how much methane cow burps is important. Next is the omasum. The omasum is made up of lots of folds of tissue, almost like a leaf. This creates a large surface area to absorb water. It also acts as a filtration system and only allows fine particles and small amounts of fluid into the abomasum. And next is the abomasum, also referred to as the true stomach. It has a similar function to stomachs of other animals like humans. It also has a low pH, or basically an acidic environment that kills the bacteria that pass from the rumen. The abomasum is where the digestion of microbial and dietary proteins begin. And next is the small intestine. Small intestine is about 40 meters long, and its pH increases due to secretions from the pancreas, and there's a lot of enzymatic digestions of the nutrients. The surface is covered with fine villi, or finger-like projections. These increase surface area, allowing for maximum absorption of nutrients, proteins, and fatty acids. The villi in the small intestine of a cow have similar structure and function as those in other mammals, again, like humans. And the large intestine. The large intestine is the final part of the digestive tract. It is made up of cecum and colon. The main function of the large intestine is to absorb water and minerals. It also stores the waste product from the digestive system called feces. And last but not least is the anus. Simple enough, the anus is a circular muscle located at the end of the digestive tract. And that is all for me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Bismar Syauki Widodo from Group 3, Class Electro 47 International class, and today I will tell you about the tools or machine in this case that we made based on the biomimicry application that was previously mentioned. So this is the tool or the machine we made. It's basically a garbage or waste recycling machine that the way it works, it pretty much at least inspired by how ruminants or the grazing animal or the grazing animal digestive system work. And this is pretty much how it look in the inside. Now, why there is pretty much at least some part of the machine that looks like an organ? Well, we will pretty much at least explain it in the later part of the video. Now, as for the part of the machine, we have the first part, which is pretty much at least this is called the chimney mount, which this part of the machine itself was used as a gateway to enter the waste or trash into the machine itself. In similar way as how a grazing cow feed, it will use its mechanical tongue. Like in this, I know it's weird, but at least I know it's weird, but it's still useful anyway. So yeah, it will use its mechanical tongue to not only pull the trash inside, but also to lubricate the trash with the substance similar to saliva, so it can provide a medium for cleaning bacteria to attach to the waste. And also similar to how a normal mount work, it also had some kind of chewing mechanical system where it will pretty much only squeeze the trash or waste along, similar to how an animal or us feed food, but in this case it was basically in this case a machine. And in the next part we got the iron chamber. So this part itself is basically the largest part of the machine. Its function is to act as a fermentation chamber where a bacteria will decompose and break the waste, just like here in this case, like this is the bacteria. So basically, in this part of the machine itself, the bacteria will decompose and break the waste inside to produce a methane gas that will be released into the chimney mount part of the machine, like we previously mentioned. Well, but it only will be released at least after the gas being filtered out through the reticulum pipe, which will be explained in the next part of the video. So it will be released as a clean air. Other than that, the inside of the iron chamber also covered with a similar material as papillae. A substance which is a type of material that can be found at the rectum part of every kind of grazing animal, like cow for example, that provide a greater surface area for absorption as well as supporting the mechanical movement of the waste across the chamber itself. And here we got the reticulum pipe. The name reticulum pipe is pretty much at least more like play or based from the word, derived from the word reticulum, which is pretty much at least the throat of the ruminants or grazing animal. So this part here is basically a pipe, or you can argue some kind of small pipe that branches out that connect to the chimney mouth, and that pretty much locate between chimney mouth and the iron chamber. And it's pretty much at least connect both of these parts that act as a filter towards the methane gas that was produced through the fermentation process of the waste that was happened at the iron chamber in the previous part here, and also towards the more larger waste particles that still need more fermentation process. So yeah, this larger waste particle will experience a process similar to rumination. If you don't know, rumination is pretty much at least the part where a grazing animal at least let's just say regurgitate the food they ate into their mouth before they pretty much at least devour it again into their stomach. This is pretty much at least served to make a more, let's just say, a smooth surface or suitable medium for bacteria to latch on the food. And this is the same case with the machine itself, before the machine itself. So yeah, this is the picture of it where the trash are pretty much moved up in front from up and front, outside and into the air chamber. And here we got the methane gas that were being filtered, but they were being filtered and then transported to small pipes that will clean the gas up. Resulting the machine releasing at least some kind of clean air that's free from methane. And then we got this part right here. This is called the balloon or leaf sacks. This part is pretty much at least function as a filtration system that absorbs water from the waste and allow fine waste particle and small amount of fluid to enter into the next process. It got its name from the shape of the part itself, which looks like a balloon here, and the materials that cover the inside of the system that was made up by a lot of balls of substance similar to that of the mushroom that can be seen at every grazing animal, like this one here, that made it look like similar to the leaf, which is also why this part is also called leaf sacks, as you can see from this picture. And a reminder that this is not the inside part of the machine itself. I mean, it's similar, but this pretty much at least taken by the picture of the omasum itself from the grazing animal, but you still pretty much at least get the picture of how the inside of this part of the machine look like. And yeah, by judging by the looks itself, it's pretty much at least suitable for filter out water from the waste itself. And then we got the recycling chamber right here. So recycling chamber is a part of the machine that acts as a place where the true recycling process can begin. It contains a cleaning bacteria that can survive to a low pH environment that clean up the waste from every sort of dirt before it starts to move the waste to separate part of the chamber where it will do the recycling process of the waste based on what kind of material that waste came from itself. So yeah, it also has a low pH on acidic environment to kill the bacteria that was moved from the iron chamber. The reason why the cleaning bacteria that's still being alive in this part is by the low rate of pH, because you could argue that the cleaning bacteria is basically at least genetically engineered to be survive in that type of environment. And this is at least the part of it, at least the first half, where it shows a lot of trash or waste alongside these little bacteria that clean all of this trash or waste. Now basically the reason why a lot of these guys stay alive despite the unsuitable environment for them is because they basically at least are reverse engineered to be at least survive, reverse engineer, or you can argue adapt to the harsh environment inside them. And after experiencing this process where they will be cleaned by this bacteria, they will pretty much at least experience a normal recycling process, because yeah, the recycling chamber is a part where the recycling process is truly happening. And this is the example of it. Now, not every trash or waste are pretty much at least experience this type of recycling process, because every type of trash pretty much at least has a different type of recycling treatment. And this has pretty much at least happened with let's just say plastic bottle, as you can see here. For the rest of the trash, paper, they have different type of method, but the goal is still the same: produce raw material from the trash itself. And then we got the last part, which is the end pipe. It is basically a pipe that is used to transfer the end result of the recycling process in their raw form. The materials will then be collected at the cart and they will be transported to other company to be made as a finished good, in the case finished good, or in the case for organic waste is to be made as a fertilizer. Now, this is the pros and cons for the machine itself. The strength of the machine itself is basically it's eco-friendly to the environment because the machine didn't really release. Well, yes, it's true that the machine produced methane gas, high amount of methane gas from the fermentation process itself. But at least it will. But at least before it will be released, the gas itself will be, let's just say, filtered out from the machine, so it will pretty much at least come out as clean air. And two, it has a high waste store capacity, so it has ability to contain huge amount of waste or trash into its body or its system perhaps. And the last one is that the machine has an effective work rate due to the combined work of biological element and machine. As we can see, it pretty much at least not only have work by using its mechanical system, but also by using bacteria itself to fermentate and decompose alongside cleaning up the trash itself. And finally, we have the weakness or cons. Now, the weakness of this machine is that it had a potential to cause fire near a flammable area. Let's just say, flammable area. So basically, because you all know, methane is pretty much at least had danger. It can be really dangerous or easily cause fire if it were, let's just say, near flammable items. And two, the machine needs a perfect medium to place every microorganism inside of it because we have to think how do we put all of these bacteria into the machine so it can work. And three, it did a high cost to build structure because, let's be honest, this machine pretty much at least has to combine the biological aspect of it alongside its mechanical aspect, and also we pretty much at least had to implement the already exists normal recycling machine that already exists around us. And here's the reference. So that's all today for me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Alfi Bukhari. I want to discuss biomimicry regarding recycling machine. This is an innovation idea for recycling machines. The first one, ruminant health monitoring system. Integrate ruminant health sensors that monitor health parameters such as body temperature, stomach acidity can help farmers to monitor livestock health in real time and identify health problems early. The second one, multi-stage processing system. Machine designed with multiple processing stages to maximize separation of components from ruminant digestion. For example, a more efficient liquid-solid separation process. The third one, efficient nutrition recovery. Improve the design to ensure better recovery of nutrients from digestive waste. The separation of nutrients such as fiber, protein, and fat can be used for animal feed or other industrial purposes. Next one, renewable energy use. Implement renewable energy sources such as solar panels or wind turbines to ensure machines can operate in a sustainable and environmentally friendly manner. The next, integrated health monitoring sensor. Integrated more advanced health monitoring sensor, including real-time measurement of body temperature, heart rate, methane gas level, and stomach acidity levels. This data can be compiled together to provide a more comprehensive understanding of an animal's digestive health and performance. This is a reference from Sensler Maternal Ruminant Digestion. That's enough. I apologize if there are any mistakes. Thank you.
Well, that's all today for the group. Thank you for watching. Forgive us if we made several mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.